Sucker alert, sucker alert. We have a sucker alert. Guys, I can't tell you how important this is. We need to talk about this. We have a sucker alert, all right? And the sucker in question's name is Code. Yes, we are back and we are talking about our bread and butter, folks. But before we do any of that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified for whenever I drop that new heat. You heard? Yes, sir. Let's get to the shits after the jump.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah. So like I said, we are back. I want to thank you guys for tuning into my show, Midnight Arcade. This is episode 20. This is the final episode of season 2. I am super amped up because I always envisioned being able to do this show for you guys. And I just want to be able to grow my subscribership little by little, build community with you guys, have discussions. Eventually, I want to branch off into having my own Discord and subreddits and whatever have you so we can talk about all types of stuff. But let me explain to y'all a little bit as to why I've been away. I've been hard at work aiming to release my first ever audiobook. My first ever audiobook to retell book 1 of my cyberpunk fantasy trilogy, Neon District. And book 1 is Neon District Alpha, guys. I'm super amped up. I'm so excited. We're on the precipice. But this is the reason why I've been away for so long from the channel, because I've been focusing all my efforts on getting that audiobook produced, taken care of, and having it clear all the hurdles that ACX and Find a Way has for creators. God, it's a lot. But either way, we back. We're at the final stages, so now we can really start gearing back up for the show. So I wanted to find a new way to reach people with the story that I created. Now, I'm 2 books into the trilogy. I'm going to be writing the 3rd book soon, but I figured what better way than to do it in a way that I have not done it before. And I figured that doing the audiobook is one of the best ways to reach new listeners, readers, viewers, and potentially new fans, right? Because I am a massive consumer of audiobooks. I hungrily consume them month by month, week by week, damn near day by day. So I figured if I'm as enthusiastic about audiobooks, there's got to be a lot of people out there just as enthusiastic as I am about the same thing. So why not produce it since I already put together 2 books of my own and I'm working on a 3rd. So I went the audiobook route, and man, I actually may have to do another episode just talking about that. And until then, be on the lookout for Neon District Alpha, the audiobook, coming to online stores very soon. All right, but enough of that, okay? Today, we are going to talk about our bread and butter. You guessed it, we're going to be covering the events of Boruto Chapter 71. I know I'm late, bear with me, but I had to, okay? So I gotta say, after being away from the material for a bit, I did not have my hopes up. Y'all know I have pseudo beef with these writers. Y'all know how I feel about this series. It's at best, okay? And I've been none too impressed with the series overall, but this chapter was actually good. It was actually good. So the chapter starts with a bang as we see Code rushing to kill Amado. Amado continues his masterclass in manipulation by legit ignoring Code's rush and looking past him to address Ada. Mind you, Code done shanked Amado on the shoulder just the last chapter, you know, so he's still reeling from that, but he still decides that he just wants to look past this idiot so we can address the real person in the room. So Code stops temporarily at this, and Amado ends up appealing to the only thing that she's interested in, which is Kawaki. Now, dummy ass Code gets impulsive and frustrated and immediately lashes out at Ida verbally. Ida, whatever, that Ida is willing to hear Amado out, and basically proceeds to try and off this dude despite Ada's warnings. Ada's been warning this dude. You keep getting in my way. If you get in my way, I will kill you. She's been repeatedly saying it to this man, but Code is so stupid that he don't... Anyway. So, you know, since he feels like he can't lose to anyone, remember that frame from chapter 70, right? Yeah. It's amazing how many L's this man takes. So he tries to off Amado, to which Damon suddenly appears, catching Mr. Limiters Off Code off guard. again. Cody Boy is like a half second too slow to react, but he recovers just enough to make a quick attack, which then suddenly is deflected back on himself because, you know, due to Damon's ridiculously OP ability, right? All right, I'm gonna try and keep it together. These writers. Anyway, so Code has no choice but to attack again, and it seems as though Damon is just faster than him, okay? So much so that I personally heavily suspect that Damon has some sort of teleportation equivalent or teleportation ability of his own too, okay? It would explain a lot considering how he always manages to just literally appear out of nowhere almost all the time. And remember what I said to you guys a couple episodes ago when we were covering Boruto. I from long ago saw that there was a flaw in Code's claw teleportation jutsu. It's 2 steps, and it's not a 2-step motion in the way that Minato's is, right? Like once Minato executes the seal or he executes the special kunai, like there's no other steps. It's boom, 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 right? Whereas Code has to use his claw, swipe wherever, then jump into the claw to appear somewhere else. That shit is not fast in the grand scheme of things. In Ninja World, you guys get what I'm saying, right? If he were to face off against Minato per se, he would lose. I'm 1000% convinced. And if the writers gave Naruto Flying Raijin like they should have, then we wouldn't even be talking about this. Listen, I done made enough commentary covering how lethal Naruto would be to everybody if he had Flying Raijin, even without Kurama. Okay, but I'm getting off track, so let me get back on track. So anyway, Amado continues his trolling of Code by telling Ada that Code needs his shit rocked, okay, because he will literally interfere with her potential relationship with Kawaki, to which Code tries to off Amado again. This man does not learn. He is so damn stupid. He does not learn. And again, Damon pops up in front of Code, a souped up Code, the Code who thinks he can't be beat by anybody, weird puffy eyebrows and eyelashes and white hair Code, who's supposed to be the super powerful dude because his limiters were taken off. Yeah. All right, he gets his ass kicked by an 8-year-old kid, okay? Cody Boy is getting his ass beat, and he's been getting his ass beat for like the last 4 or 5 chapters, yo. It's crazy. All this building up for this guy as the next big bad after Ishiki, only for him to be getting his ass mollywopped from pillar to post. I think it's hilarious. I think it's really funny. He stayed getting stomped out by kids, no less. And as I said moments before, I knew Code wasn't all that, and I've been saying that, and I was right to make that assessment, okay? And also, like I've been saying, this Boruto story overall is trash, the trash of trash, okay? It's like the writers just shit out ideas and smear them onto paper, and like they disregard previous foreshadowings, or they forget. They disregard all the constraints of scaling, with scaling enemy powers beyond rhyme or reason, and now Kishimoto has to come and right the ship and clean up the massive mess that has become the shit show Boruto. And I heard some rumblings that Kishimoto wasn't even really trying to follow up in Shippuden, and that Shippuden's ending was definitive enough. And if I'm looking at Boruto as a whole, I'd have to agree. But here I am covering this shit show nonetheless, because regardless of whatever I may feel, there is some entertainment value in it. And the only reason why I'm really covering it is because there's that little sliver of hope that maybe we get to see the OGs flourish in the way how they should. Yes, they reached the pinnacle, they reached the apex in their own time. But why stop there? Why mess up a good thing? And these writers really did it. They really did. Anyway, let me get back on track. So anyway, Damon and Code get into a pissing match about who should be the one, the only knight to protect Ada, right? And Code's stupid ass confesses his love for Ada, and Ada basically calls Cody Boy creepy sucker ass simp, and not so harsh of terms, but the result is the same. And she says that while she did have some use for him before, she kind of literally has no use for him anymore. And Damon concurs by basically saying, yeah, it's cute you have your little upgrades and your limiters off or whatever, but you're still getting your shit rocked by me. And that basically says that Damon is the can man, all right? Anybody can get this work. Anybody can get these hands. That's what Damon is saying to Code, whether it be the Uchiha, whether the Hokage, or anybody else. Damon is claiming his claim that he's the strongest out there. And Code bitch ass acts butthurt, and he wants to settle it with the hands. And right before they clash again, the weirdo guy Bug yells out that Damon's deflection ability is limited to physical touch only. But guess what? Though that piece of info was huge for us as readers, it didn't really matter with souped up limiters off Code, because he still got his shit rocked and he still was getting the business rather easily by Damon with Tai Jutsu, no less, nothing else. Now the triple butthurt Code, looking at the turn of events, taking yet another L, straight to the face, no less. He talks shit as he runs away, teleporting away with Bug in tow, saying some bullshit to the effect of he will fulfill Ishiki's promise and plans, and somehow he will become full of Otsutsuki so we can figure out if he actually loves Ada or wants to kill her because of her charm no jutsu, like I mentioned a couple of shows ago. She's basically like, yeah, whatever, man, get the fuck out of here, I don't even care. Right? As nonchalantly as possible, and loser boy Code disappears, ultimately butthurt. Now in the middle of all this, Naruto, Shikamaru, and the rest talk about Ada and Damon being more powerful than Jigen and all that. Shikamaru also figures that Ada will probably come back to Konoha and take him up on his offer from the last chapter. This totally aligns with Amado's masterclass head ass, as he successfully convinced Ada and Damon to go to Konoha on some peaceful stuff. Of course, with the stipulation that his ulterior motives take precedence, and he will tell her the whole story on the way to Konoha. So these three, Damon, Amado, and Ada, are going to Konoha peacefully. We'll really see about that. And all that, I actually forgot to mention that at the beginning of the chapter, Amado also reveals that within Kawaki there's a shutdown code just in case. And regardless of that contingency, Kawaki having karma again and being the successor to Ishiki's powers and so on and so forth is growing stronger and stronger by the day. And one would have to think that Amado has the shutdown codes for Damon and Ada too. We would be stupid not to take that hint. Okay, I mean, it's kind of laid out. He has shutdown codes for every one of his creations, all right? And Ada and Damon would be very foolish to think that they don't have shutdown codes that work against them as well. So I really believe that Amado is way more of a, not just a simple mastermind, but like an ultimate manipulator. And he's like, I feel like he's an antagonist with maybe good intentions, because we hear the rumblings about he had a daughter and we're hearing him working this ultimate plan to maybe revive her or something like that. I also hear rumblings that Amado is actually Otsutsuki, which is why he's so familiar with them. And you know, if he's Otsutsuki, why the hell is he playing? Well, I know why. Anyway, the art of deception, right? Art of war. But check this out, man. That's the gist of the chapter. If there's anything that I forgot, be sure to hit me up in the comments. As always, I heavily encourage that. But either way, this was episode 20. This is the end of season 2 of my show, Midnight Arcade. I am your host, Lexx Black. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified from whenever I drop that new heat. Heard? Yes, sir. I'm very happy to be back. I'm very excited for season 3. I'm going to be watching a whole heap of anime. I'm going to be watching a bunch of anime. That's what I meant. Okay, we're going to have a lot of material to talk about. I have a lot of shows in the tuck. Hopefully we're going to have some of the homies come on, maybe some different formats covering some more death battle stuff, some more live commentary of shows. Man, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back, and be on the lookout for my first audiobook, Neon District Alpha. It's book 1 of my cyberpunk fantasy trilogy that I created. Books 1 and 2 are available on Amazon on ebook, and I plan on making book 2 available for audiobook as well. But until then, see y'all later.